up, everybody? Let me go ahead and make sure that everything is up, running, and working here. Plus, anybody that needs time to watch that ad, let me give you time to watch the ad. So, ooh, it's gonna take a second. That's all good. So I'm gonna be back in just a second. What? Yep. Yeah. Getting on up in here. All right. Let's make sure that everything is up. Let's make sure everything is looking good. To anybody that's still tuning in, good evening to the humans of Earth. My name is Seth. My friends call me Silky, or Sav for Sovereign, or Starseed, or just all kinds of names just to get the attention. But this is Sovereign Starseed. This is my channel where we like to go into the cryptocurrency news every night at 10 p.m. Mountain, 5 o'clock Universal. That's usually when we're letting the train the spaceship lift off and go outside the atmosphere, so that way we can just go ahead and beam down some crypto news to Earth. So anybody that joins aboard, make sure that you welcome them. Mango's first up. How you doing, bro? So glad that you made it. Okay, cool. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get into some of the crypto news. Crypto news. I'm loving this. I'm already loving this so much. Okay, Ray of Sunshine saying what up. Permacast saying hey. Yo, so glad that you guys are making it. Yep. There we go. So, you know what's really cool too, guys, is that if you'll notice, let me see if it's working on everything else. But there should be, if you're watching like from the computer, there might end up being actually something going on where there might be some games that we're able to play on the screen. So, yes, thank you so much for showing what's up to everybody. So glad that you guys are active in chat, talking to each other, because this isn't just my spaceship, you know. Now we're starting to kind of all take bunkers aboard the spaceship, and I'm loving this. I'm loving it so much. So, yeah, you know, first of all, you know, we like to talk about cryptocurrency news. We also do esoteric teachings. Last night, it took me a little while to get started, but I read, you know, from Bringers of the Dawn, which is some Pleiadian wisdom, And let me know what you guys think about that stuff, because at some point, if you like it, let me know. It may just be what you need to hear. So check out the previous videos called Esoteric Study Sessions if you're into that, because that's actually kind of more the area of where this channel needs to go, and also what a lot of people on Earth need to hear, because it was getting me to remember. So, all right, guys, we'll go ahead and take a look at this. Permacats. Oh, do you listen to Chiron? Yay! That's so cool that you said that. Yeah, I have listened to Chiron before, and not a lot. I hardly remember it, but that channeled information is so beautiful. So, if it goes along the lines of the Pleiadian wisdom, and it really could tap deep into who you are, then maybe we could tap into some of that. Chiron was, oh my gosh, rest in bliss. But my mother, she had some Chiron books as well, and she would tell me about how there would be some things that would channel through when she would sell those books to people, because she used to sell those books at a metaphysical store. Oh, perfect. Hey, I'm so glad, Ray of Sunshine, that you're able to end up staying awake for that and listening, because, yeah, it's some of my favorite information, some of the best information that I've ever come across. So, all right. Yeah, we'll end up doing a little bit more of that probably later on after the stream. So, super glad, super grateful that you guys love that. Oh, man, that makes me feel good. Okay, good. Because then, yeah, that's absolutely where I want to start leading things. So, cryptocurrency news, guys. There's some interesting things that are happening right now. It's now been 3 days that Wall Street has been trading cryptocurrency. Some very, very, I don't know, I'd say some very profound things are starting to pop up. Some of them are, pretty controversial. Some of them might be, just more innovative, but we're going to see a lot of movement around thought regarding cryptocurrencies just in the next 12 months. And just remember, guys, we stay strong. We remember exactly what the definitions of these things are for us. We remember how to uphold them in beautiful ways, because we are here to do what we need to do to restore the planet and bring back global recovery. So, all right. So, as I'm just taking a look at this here, first article that I want to go ahead and share with you guys is "Nothing is free. Starbucks Wi-Fi hijack customers' laptops to secretly mine cryptocurrency." So, ibtimes.co.uk put out an article that just talks about Starbucks free in-store Wi-Fi has been caught secretly hijacking customers' laptops to mine cryptocurrency. On December 2nd, Stencil CEO Noah Dinkin noticed there was a 10-second delay when connecting to the public Wi-Fi at a Starbucks store in Buenos Aires, Argentina. After a little digging, he uncovered some suspicious code embedded in the Starbucks reward site for Argentina that happened to be CoinHive's code used to generate Monero coins using the CPU processing power of the site's visitors. So it says, "Hi, Starbucks, did you know that your in-store Wi-Fi provider in Buenos Aires forces a 10-second delay when you first connect to the Wi-Fi so it can mine Bitcoin using the customer's laptop. Feels a little off-brand," Dinkin tweeted along with a screenshot of the code. So that's pretty telling right there. And it also says here, "As soon as we were alerted of the situation in this specific store last week, we took swift action to ensure our internet provider resolved the issue and made the changes needed in order to ensure our customers could use Wi-Fi in our store safely," the official Starbucks account tweeted. So, that's what's happening, guys. Just make sure that you guys are trying to stay awake, stay aware of what's going on with this stuff, because notice, he was just noticing that there was a 10-second delay when he was trying to connect to the Wi-Fi, and that is part of CoinHive trying to hijack things. So, it's going to be hard for some of us to end up being able to isolate our computers being hijacked, by just seeing a slight delay in some of the network connections, because some of the network connections that at least even I connect to are, they have delays, and that's natural. But I want you all to also know this, guys. We've talked about ways on the past on how to make sure you can confirm if your mobile device, if your computer, if anything around you has been being mined. And there's multiple ways to do that. So, like from testing it over Wi-Fi, turning off the Wi-Fi, also seeing about your computer fan, making sure your computer doesn't get hot and the fan doesn't turn on, prematurely without you doing any like heavy lifting tasks. And then also, if your bandwidth, starts to end up slowing down, or you notice that your computer using an abnormal amount of bandwidth, then you can end up trying to see right there if there's something going on. So these are all ways to protect yourself, and I want you guys to be aware of that. On this channel, we're going to end up making sure that we're safe. And, if you do find anything like this, please report it, because Showtime has caught, apps injecting the code. Browsers have been injecting the code on banking websites. Netflix has had some browser inject attacks, but it's just been through the browser and hasn't really been connected directly to Netflix. But all the other ones like Showtime, I think it was either Showtime or Stars or something like that, they did have a whole bunch of mining going on while people were watching movies. So you see what I mean? Like, that's just, it's something that is not, nothing is out of the reach for somebody to be able to try to do this to you. It's even happening at Starbucks Wi-Fi now. Alright, so next, nativetoken.io has a pretty interesting token that's coming out, and it just talks about how, let me actually just show you guys the original, because the site's not bad. So I was pretty impressed when a friend was actually showing me this today, and it seems pretty cool. It talks about how the future of tokenized community banking. So this is pretty cool, because what it kind of means is it talks about more of like a tribe aspect of being able to tokenize something. So any of you guys out there that might have like a festival or something else that you're trying to promote, this might be something that you can use to further gain confidence in your project. Don't let it stop at just festivals. But Native. The Native protocol is a framework for community banking. It enables functional decentralized communities known as tribes to generate their own tokens, raise capital, and support projects they care about. So Native Network is the collective of users and tribes on the Native protocol, searching through tribes and joining groups that are relevant to each user enables a high degree of sovereignty in relation to where their money goes, while it remains in a stable environment backed by a native reserve. So now that's pretty interesting. Native reserve. The native reserve is a liquidity pool represented by a native token. The reserve's value is supported by an ether reserve that grows with each user who joins the network. The supply and price point of native token in the reserve is also partially determined by the activity in the network, which, unlike traditional banking systems, means your money is backed by you and your tribe. What? Can we get maybe we can get some aliens to start to come together on this and create the sovereign Starseed tribe token. Tribe token. Each tribe has a local currency known as a tribe token. This is a foundational tool provided by the Native protocol. When the contributor finds a tribe to join, they stake enough native tokens to become a member. Tribe tokens are generated at the market price and sent to the contributor's account. The native tokens are split between going to the local reserve for that tribe and the tribe's development fund. The market cap of a tribe token is equivalent to the market cap of the tribe. That's pretty cool. So do you guys see how that's pretty interesting? It says it is the unit of accounting to represent transactions within the network. Native token holders are liquidity providers and get rewarded for supporting the network through its continued growth and contributions from tribes. So I think that's pretty cool. A new local and appropriate system would consist of thousands of small, primarily I don't even know what that means, exchanging or trading directly with each other using a common unit of exchange. So I like it, you guys. Festival tribe, look at that. Launch tribe, local community tribe. So it's look at this, man. Look at this. They're even giving you guys some roadmaps on this. I think this is very beautiful. So, like taking a look at all this is, man, I'm loving this already. So festivals, so you collectively fund projects up front to collect support and mitigate risk. Then step 2 is that you use your tribe token to stake votes for specific proposals. Wow, that's perfect right there. It's perfect. So then 3, access member-only features through token ownership, such as VIP stays. You might be able to get access to certain things backstage if you're staking enough tokens for a certain festival. Think about that, guys. How would that change your festivals? But also, remember, we got to remain balanced as good students to this. So, what are the good things that it could do to your festivals? And what are the bad things that it could possibly do that we currently have? Just to remember and just to keep our balance. So next, this is really cool because it says December is the public launch of native brand, the white paper release, the branding, all of this goodness, and then Q1 is when they're going to end up doing the UI testing with the dashboards, the initial token integration, things like that. So the DApp isn't going to end up coming until Q2, the V1, and then Q3 is kind of like when we're going to start to see exchange relays, open plugin development is when other people can start to contribute, protocol integration. So this is kind of good. Here's what I can say, guys, is taking a look at this. Look at some of the ways that you could see how some of these people are putting their selves on the line for this. Like if you put your LinkedIn up, that's definitely something that I consider to be, it passes the test in a way for me. So it passes my Sovereign Starseed test to make sure you guys want to put yourself on the line. Y'all better end up putting your LinkedIn's up. So this is beautiful. I like it. And so yeah, if this continues to go forward, then I could definitely see native protocol being something that we might end up wanting to end up taking part in. It has a purpose, you know what I mean? And I would really love to see how festivals would be able to use something like this. Not even just festivals. Let's see what else. Can I click on all of these? Nope, not yet. But I want the ability. Oh wait. There we go. So the website just needs to be a little bit better with these buttons. They need to be bigger, but it's okay. So launch tribe. So present promising upcoming token launches to your tribe. So dude, you guys, we could all do things like this. I can promise you guys that we could start to end up launching stars at some point. That would be so fun. And then second, what you would do is you would work together to fund projects and gather support. And we could end up helping out with other things. And I would love to have something like that. And then have efficient token distribution to contributors. So, being able to have people that have set themselves up to contribute from the get-go, they can definitely end up taking some of the tokens that we would launch. So, and then also local community. This one, I think it's really, really cool. So let's see. Local community tribe says represent your community on Ethereum with a local currency. And then 2, see, this is right here, another very functional area. So now I can see that these are going to be used by, it's going to use the Ethereum blockchain. And it says, represent your community on Ethereum with a local currency. 2, connect into a network of liquidity through the native token. And 3, raise funding to accomplish community goals while keeping everything local. So this is really, really cool. And let me just go ahead and check a couple things here. All right, so let's see. So, yeah, Ray of Sunshine says, sounds like a little like Rise conversation is arising. Next is the pendant. Yeah, exactly. See, think about that. Where's Ray at? So that way we could talk to him a little bit about that. But you guys, so you can see native token is something that, as you can see, it actually, like when you look into it, it's something that might end up solving like some problems that other people have right now. At a Rise or other festivals. Like, I just know that even if a festival doesn't even have a problem right now, it could absolutely benefit from having a token. So that's definitely something not to, just cast aside pretty quickly. Next, I just want to go ahead and talk about how the BitcoinNews.com is reporting an article today saying that the U.S. Patent Trademark Office has approved the Bank of America's cryptocurrency exchange patent, guys. So this is something that's going to be, I don't know what's going to happen, because now that Bank of America has a patent on a cryptocurrency exchange, what would it be able to do to other businesses that don't have patents and other exchanges that don't have patents? And then what would it do to like the exchange industry overall? Like, what would it do to people that do have patents already? How does this fit in? So it's pretty interesting right here. So on December 5th, they granted them the patent to build the exchange. And so, like, we reported on it that they filed for it, but I didn't know that it was approved. And so, yeah, just now, like, this is when today I was seeing that, hey, it's getting approved. And yeah, think about that, guys. Now Bank of America has definitely invested solid money into patenting a cryptocurrency exchange. What does that tell you about how much of a fraud this is? About how much, people are trying to ban these things? Can you see now about how, when not only have other countries banned the use of this technology, but this country that we're in, that we're beaming down from, like beaming down to primarily, I guess I could say, is that we've now patented parts of the technology. So here's the other part. Bank of America already has an approved patent on a cryptocurrency exchange, and the Trump administration still has no rules on any of it. The SEC is now trying to warn people against things like this, but banks are now patenting it. Can you see? We live in a beautiful time where, like, as you can see, the decisions that are happening are clearly just being made for grabs of money. And it's funny because, like, these guys are now trying to end up figuring out that, like, really it's the dollars aren't going to end up doing anything anymore. It's not going to do anybody any good. So, that's kind of like a way of Bank of America being able to secure its future, is being able to patent a cryptocurrency exchange. I full on expect Bank of America to not stop there. It is going to patent all kinds of other things, including releasing its own cryptocurrency that it would probably start to release on that exchange. Just think about it, because other exchanges, it's not the first exchange to do that. So next, I just kind of wanted to talk about how, as you guys can see with the timer here, it's a very beautiful time to be alive as well, because we have 1 day left of a neutral internet as we know it. So I definitely wish the projects for the decentralization of the internet Godspeed, because I really, really hope that we're able to end up finding a way to help people transition over to the decentralized internet without very much of a lapse in an experience of their service. I really hope that there would not be only just an equivalent of their experience, but everybody gets a slight bump in an experience, if not a massive leap in whether the speed that the content is delivered in or how cheap it is now to use the internet. I really want the decentralized internet to be showing the species of Earth and the humans that, hey, we can definitely make internet cheaper than we ever wanted to before if we all chip in on it and we all decentralize it together. So I find that very beautiful, my friends, and I just want us to remember, that like this is a time, such a beautiful time to be alive. So it's time for us as well to stand up, look for alternatives, talk to each other about alternatives, and then, definitely make us aware of those types of things. SaveTheInternet.com. Oh, see Ray of Sunshine putting this out there, putting out them links. Very good, guys. You also know that like I'm trying to end up making sure that we can end up distributing not only some more stars, but also have some fun with like just having some games and like being able to reward top chatters and things like that, because I really appreciate the participation, my friends. So this is the article that I wanted to bring out. Was Coindesk.com says Plan B, Ethereum innovators are reviving the fight for net neutrality. So there's a tech meetup at a dimly lit New York City bar, in many ways a common occurrence. But what's peculiar about this particular meetup is that other locations throughout the East Village are being connected to that bar's Wi-Fi enabled node, allowing anyone in the area to not only piggyback off all the signals, but visit websites only accessible to others on the network, the mesh network. It's a decades-old technology allowing users to surf the internet without using the traditional internet service provider. And it could be finding new life among blockchain enthusiasts as the U.S. Federal Communications Commission gears up to repeal net neutrality tomorrow. Net neutrality, or the rules that ensure equal access to the internet, have historically outlawed ISPs from charging internet users for more or better service, and its repeal, in many people's eyes, would result in lower quality service for the average internet user. But according to those at the event, the FCC decision would indirectly act as a tipping point that jumpstarts a new wave of innovation for mesh networks. Carl Florsch, an Ethereum developer and Casper researcher, told CoinDesk, if we get some crazy net neutrality regulation, then they can expect a crazy mesh network fireback. See what I'm saying? Right there. And it's already started. After years of grassroots efforts, the donor-supported New York City mesh network has organically grown to 70 nodes. But a significant number of the 50 meetup attendees were new to the scene and brought with them new ideas how to incentivize the network's growth. Ethereum to the rescue. Oh man, Siri's all acting up. Check that out, that's awesome. So, case in point, Florsch thinks Ethereum, the world's second largest blockchain by market size, could be of help. Florsch supports the idea that if net neutrality is abolished, blockchain technology could be used to disrupt the middlemen who currently provide service, Verizon, AT&T, Comcast, and the likes. He described an Ethereum-based system that runs in the background of any mobile device. Using an interconnected series of smart contracts, the mobile device could theoretically be turned into a Wi-Fi enabled node, helping expand the mesh network's reach. And all of this could be incentivized with the blockchain-based mesh coin. Ethereum and mesh networks are a fantastic combination, Florsch said, adding, Ethereum will allow for the kind of payment. Oh my goodness. Florsch is the one that's making Siri go off. Florsch said, adding, Ethereum will allow for the kind of payment backend which makes a mesh network scalable. While his interest remains more theoretical, Ethereum programmer Hayden Adams, also at the event, said he's actively looking into how the mesh coin concept would operate. So it's the perfect time for the concept to take off. This is one of the best ways for it to happen, guys. While they mentioned state channels, Adams mentioned the recently announced plasma scaling solution to the list of technologies that could help reinvent the NYC meshes incentive scheme, as well as those in mesh networks around the world. Of the countless mesh networks growing around the world, the largest among them, in Catalonia, now lists more than 37,000 active nodes. To pay for all of this, most are donor supported, and some have set up foundations. My friends, I also want you to know that Catalonia has recently declared its sovereignty, which we reported on. I'm not sure if it was on Sovereign Starseed. I know it was before the spaceship was built for sure, but it might have been on the Smooth Experience. But yes, do you see how because they are able to end up operating at their own will, they're able to also end up doing massive help to a mesh network. I love that. Oh, I love that, Catalonia. Y'all got like 100 thumbs ups from Sovereign Starseed, man. That feels good to be able to report about that. So, on the countless mesh networks growing around the world, the largest among them. Oh wait, gosh, come on, man. You just read that. For example, NYC Mesh is funded largely through donations, including a $30,000 grant from the nonprofit Internet Society. But going forward, Adams believes either an Ethereum-based token or Ether itself could be used to allow users on the Mesh network to pay peers for bandwidth. If you want to take it to a broader scale, you need to add some sustainability to it. And I think that could come through a blockchain system, Adams said. And so there's challenges, there's going to be things. Forget the white papers, make a prototype, get 3 routers, and get something running. We're over the white paper phase of this thing. I love it. I love it. These guys are all about hashtag bootstrapping. Bootstrapping. Who knows what bootstrapping is? So yeah, bootstrapping is pretty much you end up with, you make it work. You make it work. Whatever you got. You just pull yourself up by your bootstraps and you go. So that's beautiful, guys. Next, I just wanted to go ahead and talk about how YouTube competitor by Yuli, they just airdropped over 900,000 tokens to Ethereum holders, and they're going on to mainnet. So this is something that the Merkle reported, and it says projected at over 70 billion by 2021, the online video streaming industry is one of the fastest growing industries, propelled by advances in internet service delivery and image processing. However, only a small fraction of this wealth ever makes it back to their sources, the content creators. So this is beautiful. So it says by 2020, more than 80% of internet traffic will be visual content, from ads to video diaries and live streams. Visual contents will shape communities and communications on the internet. Currently, however, content creators only receive 50 to 60% of the revenue their creation generates and have no control over its usage. Most of these contents end up as intrusive ads for the end user, who often have no other choice than to put up with it. You guys know what I'm talking about, and I thank you for still watching me, because I know that everybody has to watch these ads going through Twitch. You know what I mean? But hey, I just appreciate it because it's really helping. So yeah, this is just really cool, because what they've done is they've ended up announcing that they're going mainnet. So let me just go ahead and also talk about this. Thank you to everybody that's liking, retweeting, everything. What do I do? Control F. Okay, so Violi will be connecting the Alpha platform to its mainnet blockchain on December 15th. Advertisers will be able to buy VIU on exchanges and use them to advertise their video, pre-roll ads, and banner ads on the platform. Content creators and video uploaders will also be able to withdraw their VIU token earnings and trade them on supported exchange platforms. You know, I'm super happy to be able to beam this information down, because it looks like humans of Earth, we are starting to go digital. We are starting to go visual digital. Crazy. So yes, finally in news, I just wanted to go ahead and talk about something that is important for us to look at. Okay, so have any of you guys been following me and what I've been talking about with Tether? If any of you guys have been following me with Tether, shout it out. Hey, Frank. Thank you. Oh, man. So many other... Let me check the other chat. Like, I guess it wasn't showing. Frank, thank you so much for showing up, my friend. Satoshi Nakamoto joined. Thank you so much for joining, Satoshi. I appreciate that, because... Wow, that's amazing that you joined. So I appreciate everybody that was able to end up making this. But, yeah. What do you think about that? If you have been following me with Tether, I just want you guys to know that there's some very suspicious and fishy information that's going on with Tether. And any of you guys that are holding Tether, you know, I just wish you luck, because it's something that I'm not very interested in holding right now. And it's because I keep seeing things like this. What's wrong with the screen right now? Let me see if I can zoom in. How do I zoom in? Control plus? Yes. Quit it. Alright, so let me go ahead and actually zoom out. You see this right here? 9 hours and 24 minutes ago. Do you see what happened? What's this? Let me see if you can see this. Yep. Okay. So you see that right there? Now that is how 9 hours and 24 minutes ago, approximately 25 million Tether were created. Alright, so this is on Omni Explorer. This is a blockchain explorer. So when you guys are looking at blockchains, you guys can see that there are big things that are happening right there, and you can see exactly when things are created, when they're supposed to be taken accounted for. And so I want you guys to see right here that on Omni Explorer, there is absolutely something going on right now to where you can see that, nope, there is no accountability for what's happening right now. There is 225 million Tether have been created out of thin air, and I think actually it's more than that. See this? Look at all these Tether tokens that have been granted, folks. What would that tell you about how this currency is working? But remember, we always got to stay balanced. So there have been, I've said in the title 250 million, because as I look at this, I'm all like, man, you know. So as you can see here, these are tokens that are sent. So this is sent from an address, but these are granted tokens. Means that these are just tokens that are created. They were granted by the issuer, kind of like the Federal Reserve just grants dollars to the Treasury. at interest. Like, wow. And they grant dollars to the treasury at interest. So what happened here is that Tether has granted tokens to its blockchain, and it has granted 25 million. It sent 15 million, but it also, also created another 25 million. What's going on? And so, like, because of that, like, I just want you guys to see that there is a lot of price fluctuation going on with Tether right now. I'm not saying that anything is good or bad that's happening, because I really, really hope that we can find some good information about this and see that, like, the reason why all these Tether tokens are being granted and created just on the will, just on the fly. Somebody tried to grant tokens. Tried to grant 14 mil, almost 15 mil. And so, yeah, they wanted to do that, but that was invalid. But look, all these other ones have been confirmed, and now they've been traded, and now they've been floating around. And I don't know, if you could consider these clean or dirty tokens. So I just want you guys to see this, so that way we can remain aware of what's going on. And so the Tether token has been having some price fluctuations above and around, like, above. It's always been above $1. So I could see where, with if you were like a Federal Reserve and you needed to end up keeping the price of what you created at what you said you're going to create it at, sometimes you may feel like you need to end up releasing more into the public. But there's other ways of doing that. And what I could just say is that, this is what they feel right now, is that I think that currently, with the fluctuation of what's going on with how much money is coming in through Wall Street, and about how the market is now having to take on the stress from all this new growth, that the Tether token has naturally risen in value. And so in order to keep that value down, sometimes you may have to increase the amount of tokens in supply. But I also want you guys to remember that the reason why these guys are saying that they are able to create these is because they are also telling everybody that they absolutely have $1 that backs every single one of these that have been created. All of these 25 million, every single time that they're creating these, they're saying, oh, don't worry. We got dollars to back it, we got dollars to back it, don't worry. So I just want you guys to know, to date, there has been no proof of any of these dollars to back any of these tokens. And that's the only area that makes me want to report on this, is that if you're holding Tether, if you're looking at Tether, I want you to know that, there isn't anything that's backing these, and they are currently still being created. Now, I'm sorry, there hasn't been any proof of what's backing these, just to go ahead and give, Bitconnect and Tether the benefit of the doubt. So there is the possibility that somebody could be giving them 25 million every single time. Every single time that this has been created, there could be somebody, Poloniacs could be in a dimly lit parking lot being like, yo, man, you got them Tethers? And Bitconnect is all like, yeah, we got those Tethers, but you gotta give us the dollars first. You gotta give us the dollars, bro. If you give us the dollars, then we gives you the Tethers. And so then Poloniacs or Bittrex or somebody else could be sitting there and just being like, all right, there we go. Here's all the dollars. There's 25 million. So where's the Tethers? And then the dude sits there and he literally types them up and goes, I just created 25 million Tether. And then they leave the dimly lit parking lot. They go both drive different ways. They both live on different sides of the town, You can't live right down the street. But because of this, what I'm trying to say is that like this is what's kind of, this could be another area of what's happening, and I just really want to highlight that and make that simple for you guys to see. That, you know, there could be something going on the back end here, and also there could be something going on in the area where these are still being backed up by actual dollars, and it might be advantageous for somebody like Bitconnect to not show proof of all of this massive walls of cash. So I just want you guys to think about that, because each one of these is supposed to have a dollar back on it. And so we need to be knowing somewhat where these dollars are coming from if we're going to be holding them with confidence. So another thing that's pretty interesting right now too is that, you know, all these tethers are kind of like they're floating around new prices, and it's because of this market and the market fluctuation and all the volatility. I don't think it's going to stop either, guys. So yep, just wanted to go ahead and bring that to the light. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and pop on over into the Discord stream lounge, see what's going on, see how everybody is feeling tonight. Let's get up in here. Stream lounge. Boom. Voice connect. All right. Voice connect online. Perfect. If anybody wants to chat, go ahead and throw out the chat. I'm going to go ahead and probably give it about 90 seconds, and then I will end up stopping the stream, because then I'm going to end up starting again here in a little bit with some more of the Pleiadian wisdom. So if any of you guys are interested in that, you know, definitely make sure you stick around. Can't promise that it's not going to not get emotional, because that's some good technology too. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Yes, super grateful for everything that, for everybody that was able to end up beaming up tonight, being part of the ship. We are going to end up being here every night at 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 5 o'clock Universal, and the spaceship beams down because of you guys, and I just appreciate so much to all of you guys that have been participating, been partaking in all of this, and it just gives me so much, fills me up with so much love to be able to do this. So don't worry, we'll be back here in just a little while to start reading a little bit from some of the esoteric technology to help us remember, help bring us back to life, help us stand back up again, because some of this information is very, very good. So yeah, as this is, hey, absolutely, Permacats, I am absolutely grateful to be able to teach more. You know what else too is that I'm trying to get on the back end some other things ready so that we can start our adventures with investing as well. So I want to end up setting up kind of like a private page for that as well. So if you guys are interested in that, you want to learn about how to invest, you want to learn about how to compound your cryptos, you want to learn about how to make more of them come in every day, then yeah, go ahead, hit up the follow. Go ahead and make sure that you just keep following, turn on the post notifications so you know when I'm going live. And we're going to be recording some of these things so that you can see and we can answer your questions on some of the investment channels that we're using on Earth to get passive crypto coming into our accounts every day, and making those cryptocurrencies just get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's going to be beautiful, guys. So beautiful, because that's when, you know, then I know we're going to all be able to have a lot available to us, and we're all, you know, good people that are going to be able to do great things with that. So yeah, okay, yes, absolutely, absolutely. You know, we're going to get that ready. I know that you guys want that. We need that. We need to get that started so that, yeah, that way we can start compounding. So don't worry. I want to end up doing that as much as possible. Earn crypto, earn free Bitcoin. Let's see what we got here. Boom, boom. Earn crypto, earn free. Oh yeah. Okay, All right. So, Mingo, where are you, bro? You showed up earlier and then you left. Okay. All right. The spaceship isn't worried. We still grooving. We're still grooving all day. So, y'all want to see something else that's really fun? I'll show you some. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make a video about it because it's going to be a long one because I want to show you and I want to explain some things. But you'll be able to make more than a few cents a day too. And I want to show you a couple of other things that we can use to make a few cents every day. And eventually we'll end up having like 5 to 15 avenues that are making us just a little bit of money every day. Why not? Because it's just something that's passive. It's something that's easy. So yeah, make sure that we protect the internet that we have. Make sure that we, also give each other all the opportunities to try to find other avenues to use. And yeah, I know. I love doing this. I love doing the earn cryptos thing. See, and just not only that, but like there's other ones too. Like there's the ETH mining bot for the phone. So I want to end up starting to do things like esoteric studies as well as some type of investment for crypto. So that's going to end up taking a lot of time. And once I can get a couple of other things set up on the channel, don't worry. The spaceship will be beaming that too. And yeah, we'll end up seeing you guys as well here in just a little bit for some more of the esoteric studies. This is Sovereign Starseed giving you guys the crypto news. We'll be back tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Mountain, 5 o'clock Universal for some more crypto news. Thank you to all of you guys that have been able to stream in, that have been able to beam this information into wherever you're at, to whatever device this is on. And if it wasn't for you guys, I really wouldn't end up having like all of these great questions to answer. Because seriously, it's kind of like sometimes when somebody knows so much about something, they don't know how to explain something. They think other people know everything about it as well by default. Whatever you guys are into, it's going to be something like that. Permaculture. Some of you guys might be so deeply into permaculture that you have no idea what questions like some of us might have right on the outside. And like it's because you're so into it by default. And there's nothing wrong with that. But that's also why I'm just trying to illustrate why I'm so grateful that you guys ask these questions. Because then when I get them, I'm like, man, absolutely, that's such a good question. Let's keep on going. So, absolutely. Yep. So you guys all have great, beautiful talents that, that you guys know so much about that answering some of the basic questions might not occur. So thank you so much for asking. We're going to keep on bringing some more questions tomorrow night for the crypto news and here just a little bit for the esoteric studies. So get ready for that, guys. Yeah, this is Sovereign Starseed signing off, saying good night to the humans of Earth. I'll see you soon.